Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at the US dollar pairs in the Forex market. Today, we'll start by taking a look at pound dollar, GBP USD on the 4 hour chart. And as you can see, it's been making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Let's map out the range. We're going to map out the overall daily range, and then we'll break it down. Like I said, this was the lowest low that hasn't been broken, and then it started breaking up past these highs. But internally, it also started breaking past the highs within the range. So let's go ahead and just narrow down the current range. This was the low that broke this high, and this was the low that, well, this was the low that broke this high. This was the low that broke this high. So we're gonna go ahead and narrow down the range a little bit more. This is why this is labeled as the strong higher low, because if this gets broken, that's when I'm considering that this is bearish, a bearish market. But let's go ahead and continue looking at current price action. Started changed character, broke structure, and after this range, it looked like this was the spring that broke past and broke structure, and now it's retracing. It did look corrective, and now in the early morning today, it is looking like it is bullish, pushing forward. Should possibly break past these highs, or if there's any type of news. I don't think there's any news today, but if there's anything significant, then this could turn around if the dollar index turns. But this looks like the current channel that it was in, but it's now breaking out. Could be possible buy. I was looking for a little more of a retracement, but like I said, it could just continue pushing forward and breaking past these highs. I wouldn't buy this high personally. I would wait for another pullback, but this looks like it could break out. EUR USD, a similar chart. Let's go ahead and map out the current range, the overall daily range. With this high, broke this high, so this is the current high of the entire range. Everything else was internal. It's not like GBP USD that stayed, that did break out of that structure. And this is all internal, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Higher high, this did not break past. Like I said, yesterday's basically reacting from the supply area. And of course, all these US dollar pairs are correlated, and now this is pushing up. Prices are pushing up higher in the early hours of the day. I was waiting to see if this could possibly retrace back any further, just like with GBP USD, but it may just continue forward and break past these highs, break past this high, break past the high of the overall structure. Then I'll be looking for any type of retracement in order to see if there's any type of another bullish setup, bullish momentum in order to take a buy. But right now, I don't buy at these high levels. I had bought down here once this looked corrective. But right now, it is just trading sideways, as you can see, expanding a lower, a low, a high, and then that's a higher low within this current range. So I don't see any setup. AUD USD on the 4 hour chart, and this is also let's go ahead and map out the range. This did break out past the highs that it was of the previous range. Clearly, range for a while, broke out. Looked like this was the spring. Liquidity sweep that sprung out. The market is fractal. Looked like it did the same thing. This was the spring or liquidity sweep, sprung out, broke structure. I'm going to keep this as the overall range, but right now I don't see a setup. What I would expect is just like the US other dollar pairs to break out past these highs. This does look corrective. Let's see. This does look corrective, as if it's going to break out of this bull flag, this descending channel, and prices should break past this and then take out all the liquidity here. But at the same time, this low did break past the structure. So this was the demand that was in control, and it didn't close below it, but it did break past that structure. So I'm looking to see if this will continue higher. But if this was the bearish momentum shift because it broke this structure, then I would expect it to come forward, take out some liquidity, and then shoot back down. But again, that depends on the US dollar pairs. Depends if any news, any tariff news, or anything like that would change the direction. What I would do is go down to the lower time frame You can see on the hour chart, it did go ahead and change character, making this bullish, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs in the early morning this morning. Looks like a bullish push, may be significant, but I wouldn't be looking for any buys, like I said, until it breaks out past these highs and forms a new change of character structure to take out these highs, which again, it's possible that since it did already break past these lows, it could just go up, not break past the highs, and then come back down and target the discount area of the overall range. But I'll be looking at this closely. This is one of the better dollar pairs. We'll be looking for a buy past these highs, but just being cautious to see if it will turn around, and when it will turn around, manage risk, because the structure right now is bearish. NZD USD. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. This was a similar chart to AUD USD. We'll map out the entire range that we're dealing with. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, breaking structure. This isn't moving as much as the other dollar pairs. This does look corrective, and possibly a flag in order to target these highs, but I'll be just, I don't see a real setup. I'll be looking at the other dollar pairs to see how the DXY and dollar index performs, to see if this is going to be targeting these lows or this demand area any further. GBP AUD. So with this pair, we were looking at this had of the overall structure, bullish structure. It had retraced back 50%, and then it buyer stepped back in, pushed the prices higher, but wasn't able to break past these highs. So it looked like this was a weak, even though it's a strong higher low until it's broken. But it may be a weak higher low if it gets targeted and break past the button. Target, map out this current range, not the entire. As you can see, it's just been ranging sideways. Not making a decision within the middle of the range. Not looking for any setups. Don't see any. Although it's breaking structure and everything, it did respond from this demand zone, but it's been trading sideways. Not sure of the direction. Like I said, the sellers also stepped back in and the buyers weren't able to push it past these highs. I'm looking to see if it does push past the highs, and I'll be looking for any buys. But if it breaks past this demand zone, I'll be looking for any sells to target the other lows. GBP NZD, similar chart. Seeing from the overall range, it's bullish, came back 50%. Then the buyer stepped back in, wasn't able to break these highs, so it may be a weaker, higher low. For the chart, let's map out the current range. This also was trading sideways, still is trading sideways. Start to range. These buyers weren't able to break past the highs of the current structure. Higher low, higher low. So this looks more tradable. I still don't see a setup for it because, again, we don't know if the sellers had stepped back in with full force in order to break past these, break past this demand zone. So these buyers, it could be targeting. Well, it is targeting these highs, and it could break out. If it does break out, I'll be looking for any type of retracement and any type of bullish momentum shift in order to continue to take prices higher. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us.